I don't know what it is, but the people of the United Kingdom are in love with the PlayStation brand. The CMA are in love with the PlayStation brand. I've never seen a government. I don't even know if this is a government body, but a regulation body so concerned with the potential of PlayStation losing market share. So obviously, you guys haven't been following this Activision Blizzard deal. Xbox has offered to buy, or Microsoft and Activision have come to an agreement for Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard King for, I think, nearly $70 billion. I think this happened in January. They gave it until the fiscal year 2023 to close, which is like in June. They're allowing themselves to close. This deal has already been approved by Brazil and Saudi Arabia. Obviously, the FTC is going to be saying something in probably next couple of weeks. European Union, I think, is going to be trying to wrap up something in the next couple of weeks. But the CMA has been the only one really actively trying to get this deal either blocked or for Xbox to give in to PlayStation's demands. And it's like these guys have no sense of console exclusivity. They don't know the console business. And the way that they're treating Microsoft versus what's actually going on now is absurd. So one of CMA's points concerning Xbox buying Activision is PlayStation, of course, because 2K already came out and said this doesn't bother them. Meta supports it because Meta will actually benefit because Game Pass is on Meta's headset and they can actually, it's another Xbox being everywhere. That's people who would gain from it, opposed to this not being done. They won't gain from it. So Meta's okay with it. Bandai Namco is okay with it. Nintendo is fine with it. Google is so. They told them they were fine with it. Now they're not. Now that PlayStation, took them in the back, and and they changed their mind, so they're not as good with it. PlayStation is the only one bothered by this, right? Brazil came and made some good points of why, because Brazil and Saudi Arabia, I think, approved the deal with no restrictions, because the data out there tells you, PlayStation doesn't need Call of Duty. Nintendo exists. They're their best-selling platform. Doesn't have Call of Duty, even though Xbox is likely put it on Nintendo somewhere or the other, because it only makes sense. But this paragraph that's on the screen, it says third party, which is only Sony's the only body that has an issue with this deal, because Sony is Microsoft direct competition, and Sony's been whipping Microsoft's ass in console sales and software sales for the longest. Microsoft had to pivot their business model. Instead of selling games traditionally, even though they still sell games traditionally, they're not outselling PlayStation. They're not beating PlayStation in console sales. They're not beating PlayStation in game releases. PlayStation has cornered the market. They've grabbed so many these atrocious exclusive deals where games just can't even come to Xbox because of PlayStation's deal. Microsoft decided to pivot, all right, we can't beat them on head to head of just selling games. We're going to go a different route. We're going to start our own business model. What they do, they start Game Pass and be like, okay, the Netflix model. But with them, we got developers to buy games. People to buy games, people to stream games, or people can play through our subscription. And we're going to have our subscription on multiple devices: Xbox, PC, now cloud. And cloud, when you're on a cloud, you can be anywhere. You can be on other third-party devices. You can be on PCs. You can be on TVs. You can be on a Nintendo Switch. That's how they was like, all right, this is how we're going to compete. This is how we're going to distribute games through our means. We're going to do on console, and then we're going to do the cloud. What's wrong with that? No problem. Okay. PlayStation eventually started to get hit with this because it's like, obviously Microsoft, in order to do that successfully, they got to get some studios. They got to get people making games, right? Or they got to spend a lot of money on third parties to put their games in the service. They've done that. Then they bought studios. It's like, all right, we gotta need some first party content. We need unique content, so we have to get studios, build studios. They built the initiative. They bought studios. They bought in Obsidian and Ninja Theory and so on. And then it was like, we're gonna have to. We need like a publisher, like something that can produce annually. Got ZeniMax. It's like, all right, that's good, but we need like another hit. Let's make an annual hit. We make the play for Activision Blizzard. So that's how they got into this situation now. So if Game Pass is at 25 million. It's just made its way. It's on phones and tablets, but it's not quite super mainstream yet. It just made its way to Samsung TVs, and then I'm pretty sure in the future it's going to go to most smart TVs, if not all smart TVs, right? So they say the CMA, third party, which is Sony, told CMA that Microsoft would benefit from making Activision's content exclusive to Game Pass, and that this would be consistent with Microsoft behavior in relation to past acquisitions, including that of ZeniMax Media, where Microsoft did not uphold its promise to continue making Bethesda content available on multiple stores and platforms. CMA, PlayStation is lying to you, or you're lying to yourself, or you haven't done the research. I'm going to tell you this right now. One of my biggest complaints from Microsoft since these acquisitions is that they haven't pulled any of these games from any device. Right now, before Stadia shuts down, you can play every Bethesda game in Stadia. Every game that they've made so far in Stadia. Obviously, the games they made exclusive to PlayStation, you can't play in Stadia. Too bad. No. But the games that are available on Game Pass, you can play in Stadia, a direct competitive service via stream. You know where else you can play all those Bethesda games outside of just buying them from the store? You can play them in PlayStation subscription service, PlayStation Plus. The deal closed over a year ago, and those games are still on PlayStation. Never been pulled. You know what Bethesda has done since being acquired by Microsoft? They put all their legacy titles in Game Pass. They remastered some games. They put some games on PC, remastered some games for PC Game Pass. And they've released a anniversary edition of Skyrim, which was available for PlayStation and Xbox, and found a way to port it to Switch because it's also on PC. They've also continuously put out content and expansions to Fallout 76 on all platforms. They also constantly put out expansions for Elder Scrolls Online. You know what else they did? They released 2 exclusives for the PlayStation 5. And that was Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. Games did not even touch the Xbox. Deathloop, we just got Xbox on Xbox today. And guess what? It's also in PS Plus subscription service. Couldn't even be an Xbox Game Pass exclusive subscription. Deathloop is in multiple subscription service right now. The same thing's going to happen with Ghostwire Tokyo. The day it goes into Game Pass will be the day it goes into PlayStation Plus. At the time of CMA making his bogus ass claim, ZeniMax has not released a new game for Xbox. Starfield isn't out yet. Starfield is due out sometime next year. Redfall isn't out yet. It'll be due out sometime next year. Elder Scrolls 5 or 6, whatever it is just a JPEG at this moment. So how is this even accurate? You want to talk about the other games? You want to talk about in Exile? They made Wasteland 3. And guess what? Yes, they went to Game Pass, but it's also available for PlayStation to buy. Never been taken off. Obsidian, Outer Worlds still came out on multiple platforms, even the Switch. Ninja Theory's Hellblade came out on the Nintendo Switch a whole year after Xbox acquired them. Minecraft. Microsoft acquired Mojang in 2014. Minecraft has since been ported to every device possible. Not only that, Minecraft side projects, like other licensed games, like let's say Minecraft Dungeons, available on PlayStation, PlayStation 5, Switch, PC, all over the place. Not exclusive to Xbox. The upcoming Minecraft Legends going to be everywhere. Same thing. It's still going to be on PlayStation. So I don't get it. Oh, because these studios that Xbox acquired are now making brand new IPs that have no legacy on other platforms it's a problem that they're going to be exclusive to Xbox. So is Xbox the only platform that can't have games exclusive to its ecosystem? But yet the company they're parading for, PlayStation, has done the craziest exclusivity deal. They have more exclusive than anybody, PlayStation. They've raised their prices in the UK. So I don't know why the CMA is defending them so high. And they did it as the market leader. In the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of inflation, they raised their prices as the market leader. They raised their prices of games. Xbox is still operating at last-in prices. Xbox have not increased their prices. So it's like, yo, wait, what's the things that you're scared that Xbox will do once they acquire Activision, PlayStation actively does now. And they also do this with studios they don't even own. So it says, Microsoft did not uphold its promise to continue making Bethesda content available. That is a lie. Microsoft never promised new IPs to PlayStation. They said they will not pull Bethesda games. They will do their contractual obligations. There's live service games that still exist. They're still on PlayStation. They're still updating. They're still putting out new content on PlayStation. So that wasn't a lie. That wasn't a lie. Microsoft does not own PlayStation games. If we're expecting Microsoft to not make content exclusive content, PlayStation shouldn't have that right then. Then you can't look at this and then only look at it for making things. It's like, how did Xbox get their business model like Game Pass, right? Because they couldn't beat PlayStation, they get their own business. And you tell them that they can't participate in that business model? They can't put out exclusives? They can't grow their business? The CMA is a horrible regulatory body. And this is why the UK is in the shape that there is now. I don't know how the rest of their government work, but like I hope PlayStation raised the price in the UK at another $100 because they can do that. Because the CMA, for some reason, they are so worried about how PlayStation impacted. Now, we all know Microsoft said they're not taking Call of Duty off of PlayStation. All signs point to that doesn't make any sense because how much we already seen how they do business. Xbox, they don't care if Call of Duty's on PlayStation. As long as they're able to have that in Game Pass day and date and increase the growth of Game Pass, that shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. Nobody should require Microsoft to put it in PlayStation Plus, the PlayStation Plus as well. Like, no. Their fans can still consume Call of Duty the way they've been consuming it all these damn years. Like, it's their money. They bought it. They should be able to do whatever they want. And that's why this whole regulatory stuff is stupid. It is stupid. It makes no sense. I wish somebody tell me I have all this money and you tell me what I can and cannot buy. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, you can't buy this house because you have one already and you got too many houses and you can't buy one here. Like, get out of here. Like, and all the people damage controlling, right? So shout out to Tom Warren. He says exactly what I said. He says the CMA says Microsoft first-party titles are not available on any multi-game subscription services other than Game Pass. And he says there are lots of Bethesda games on PlayStation Plus. Matter of fact, almost every game, you got to think about PlayStation's limited with their backwards compatibility is limited. So outside of backwards compatibility, almost every Bethesda game that's ever released is available on the PlayStation subscription service. And it's probably the same with Stadia. And probably on subscription services on PC. So why? They're not doing their research. It's Frost. And Microsoft should be able to eat this stuff alive. And then you got stuff like Tay Kim. I was about to say something very disrespectful. But Tay Kim says, come on, Tang. You're better than this. Got to take Bethesda's catalog was third-party multi-platform before they were acquired. You know what they mean. Stuff like Halo, Gears, and Forza. Not old third-party multi-platform titles that were acquired. This is about Halo, Gears, and Forza? Microsoft, the stuff Microsoft rightfully made in-house? The stuff that they actually own? The stuff they didn't go out and acquire and buy? The Microsoft actual IP... That's what this is about? Okay, so when Spider-Man and The Last of Us and Uncharted, Returnal, God of War. When is that coming to Xbox Game Pass? When is it releasing on Xbox? Period. If that's really an argument. Shout out to Rand, who says, interesting. I'm going to load up Xbox to play Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us 2, and Xbox Game Pass. Oh, wait, they aren't there. Somehow, it's okay for PlayStation not to put their games on Game Pass, but it's a big deal if Xbox doesn't put any of their games on PS Plus. Anybody thinking like this is a moron, and the CMA is a moron. They should be voted off the fucking island. They need to fix whatever they got going on. They need to be voted off the island. I would back, if I was Microsoft and I was in a meeting with Jim Lyon, old ass farting Ryan, and the CMA, I would cock my arm so back that I pull it out of my freaking shoulder blade, break my arm, risk breaking my arm just to smack him so hard across the face. If this Activision deal doesn't go through, right, you got to think about how many people are supporting this and how many people are going to be benefiting if this happens, right? And then you look at the industry wide. EA is banking on this because there's something in it for them, even if at the slight chance that Microsoft says, you know what, we're going to make our games exclusive. But if they do that, it's going to be in like 7 years, right? After the generation's over, right? They have a chance to like, yo, we got a real shot at making Battlefield the top dog, because at the end of the day, Call of Duty, even though it would be big for Xbox and for selfish reasons, I would love Call of Duty to be exclusive. It doesn't make sense for Microsoft. 2K got a lot riding on this. Take-Two, other people who can now be like, all right, we can actually do something here. We could fill that void in the event that Microsoft decided to make it exclusive. It actually opens up opportunity for other players, right? Sony doing this impacts a lot of people. And then you got Microsoft, who's they say, we can't spend $70 billion on this one publisher. All right, just pull an Embracer and buy everybody else for 10 million at a time. Pull an Embracer group. How fun would that be? Pull an Embracer group. They can do that. Why don't they just buy Embracer? Embracer is probably cheaper than freaking Activision Blizzard, right? Do a bunch of under the radar things that doesn't require approval, right? Or they can sue CMA, which is likely, or they could just not do business in the UK with Xbox, or they'll give it to a consent where some sort of consent where the UK would be screwed mightily. All because the CMA wants PlayStation to remain the top dog. They want PlayStation to, I don't understand. They want PlayStation to go uncontested. So by blocking a move that would help Xbox be more competitive against PlayStation, why can't people do any? Why can't businesses move to be more competitive than PlayStation? Why not? Why is that a crime? So that's why I'm really rooting for the FTC to really kind of do this, and the European Union do this. I want the CMAs to be the lone wolf, because then that's where things get really interesting to see how things fall. You know what I mean? That's when things get interesting. But people also forget that Microsoft could literally close this deal at any time, and you know what I mean? And obviously, this is what I would hope happen. FTC approves the deal, UK approves the deal, and they just close the deal and take whatever. If CMA wants to fine them, it may be worth it, or they could just play out in court, but the deal still moves through. The CMA is playing way too hard for this, and I don't see what they get to gain for this. Jim Ryan sucks, PlayStation sucks. And the fact that when you think about competition, you think about who the market leader is, you think about what the market leader has done versus what Microsoft and Xbox has done. And the thing is, it's pretty much what the CMA is saying. PlayStation can do all this, but Xbox can't. We don't want Xbox doing everything PlayStation has been doing over the last 10 years. Why? That's my video, guys. Obviously, you guys know where I stand on this. I hope the thing ends very soon, and I hope they're able to close the deal. If not, I hope Xbox buys everything else and that's it. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Peace.